friends. How's it going? Doing all right? Hey, howdy. Here's the thing, new friends. Feels pretty weird and awkward to buy a cucumber and condoms at the same time. But I was making a salad and I am full of hope. I'm thinking about getting a tattoo, new friends. I know it's ridiculous for a guy to say, but I think I want to get a tramp stamp, man. Just right above my ass crack. Just right above it. Just have it say, "I'm sorry you can see this." A little bit about myself. I'm an anxious person. I'm a nervous fellow. I really am. This is gross, but if I get anxious enough, I will start to become gassy.
Yep.
I love you, whoever felt me on that one. That was incredible. I've always seen looks of recognition, quiet shamed recognition in the crowd. But why? Why would our body do that to us? Why would gassiness be our fight or flight response? From an evolutionary perspective, is that like a squid releasing ink to escape a predator? Like some meathead dude goes, "Hey, nerd," and I go, "Pfft," and I run away. Still, middle school was a long time ago, and I still get a little picked on every once in a while. You know, this is what I look like. This is what I look like. I'm aware of what I look like. By the way, I look like this, and I was once mistaken for being a Mexican person. This is true. Because I ride a bike late at night wearing a hoodie, and sometimes assholes make racist assumptions. It's a true story, I swear to God this happened. Ride my bike along late at night, and this dude leans out of his car and shouts, "Go back to Mexico!" But at me, this guy. I didn't want to break his illusion, so I just shouted back, "A la verga way!" Which, for those of you that don't speak Spanish, outside of this front table, I think, that translates as "to the dick, asshole," which is fun to say in any language. I look like this, man. I look like this. People make assumptions. I love sports. If I wasn't wearing this baseball hat, you would never, nothing about this, like from here down, says sports fan. Nothing about, and all the way down. Like if you saw my thighs and calves, you're like, this is a person who does not exercise or watch football. I understand. People make assumptions. I went into a bar one time to watch a game, just full of these like thick-necked dudes just judging me like, who's this little pussy coming in here? But then I walked up to the bar and ordered a pitcher of beer just for myself, and they were like, "Well, let's see." And I started speaking knowledge about the game on television. They're like, "You know what? We might not need to beat this fella for being a homosexual after all." And I was delighted for a moment. Then I started wondering why. Why do I want the approval of people I actively dislike? And I realized middle school never ended in my mind. By the way, if you enjoyed middle school, you might be an asshole. Sorry to break it to some of you like this in front of everybody, but Jesus, did people get mean in middle school? And sex just showed up all of a sudden out of nowhere. One day you're a kid playing Foursquare, next day sex, and you're still trying to play Foursquare like nothing just goddamn happened. You know that age, you know what I'm talking about? Where you know nothing about sex, but you have to pretend like you know everything about sex. Like we would get wrong what we would make fun of each other for not knowing. Like, she didn't know the G-spot was a butthole? What a loser. For guys, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, your dick matters like it had never mattered before. It was just where pee came from. I didn't think about it that much. And you better have a big one. God forbid you have a small wang in the 6th grade when everybody has a small wang. I recognize it sounds like I'm confessing to having a small penis to all of you guys right now. That's not what's happening. I'm just saying I was worried at the time. Because here is a particularly cool trick that life plays on boys, is the angle at which your dong looks the smallest is where your eyes are. It looks bigger from everywhere else. How unfair of life to do that to us. So we need a new tradition. For every boy's 12th birthday, he gets a full-length mirror with a note that says, "It's better you think, little buddy. Get out there." Have some fun. I can only imagine how rough it must have been for the ladies in the room. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ. The development was just so much more public. I'm talking about the titties in specific here. They're just out there. People are staring, and it seems like it would be difficult for a grown woman to have to deal with the staring, the objectifying, but you're a kid. How the hell do you deal with that shit? I couldn't have handled it. Like if we lived in a parallel universe where your twig and berries grew out of your chest, your friends all peer pressured you to wear the tight shirts to show it off. Everybody's talking about everybody else's. Like, have you seen Jeremy's dick titty? It must have really grown over the summer. So I get it. I think that's why people got so mean in middle school. It's just all this overwhelming shit just starts. Life just starts. We don't know how to deal with it, so let's go pick on the nerdy kid. It'll make us feel better, man. And that starts there, and it continues. We have our problems over here, so we want to see somebody get shit on over there. It makes us feel better. I see it all the time. It shows. Whenever there's a heckler, the crowd gets really excited because they know someone's about to get shitted on by a professional, and that makes them feel better about their inability to stick to a diet for some reason. Somehow that's connected. I was at a weird show one time. It was outdoors, and a homeless dude just wanders in, sits down in the front row, just starts yabbering gibberish at me. Just, 10 goddamn years of my life, Janet! Nonsense, right? And the crowd starts getting excited, like, ooh, get him, get him. Guys, this is a homeless dude. It smells like pee. Life already got him. That's a fun joke, because you can either laugh at it or feel bad and know you're a better person than me. But it's that transference, man. We have our problems over here, so we want to see other people suffer over there. And I think that's where a lot of our problems come from. Our racisms, our sexisms, our homophobias. They're not about the real issues, they're about the problems we have in our own life. And that's why I like sports. Because it's a healthier outlet for that same natural aggression. You know what I mean? I don't get biased or prejudiced. You know? I don't have a problem with French people. I have a problem with the Yankees. I'm cool with Republicans and Democrats, but the Lakers and Dodgers can sit on a dick. Let's talk about the real enemy, though. I think the real asshole in our society, seals. You heard me. The animals. Fuck those guys. I was down at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I saw a bunch of them. I was so excited. Turns out they're dicks. I was in there 30 seconds before all these seals started doing a really mean impression of mentally disabled children. There's that's not fucking okay, seals. I just alienated an entire room's goodwill in one evil joke. Oh man, I love this comedy shit. That's hilarious. I don't know. A lot of comics like to complain about political correctness. I think that's ridiculous. PC cops, you can't say anything these days. You can say whatever you want, just sometimes a room of people gets kind of upset with you. You can say whatever you want. It was worse before political correctness. Back in the day, you couldn't say anything. Like in the 50s, a woman, for example, couldn't say something like, I'm a small business owner. Or no. Just saying, things are getting better, you guys. I don't know, I'm a feminist. I know it's silly for a guy to say that, but I am a feminist. I grew up with a strong mom. It tripped me out studying Spanish, that it's a language where words change based on gender. Like to describe someone as being serious, for a man, serio. A woman, seria. The word changes. But it is actually worse in English. Take that same sentence, he's a serious guy. For a woman, she's just a bitch, man. I don't know. Why can't women be serious sometimes? Stop telling women to smile, gentlemen. Cut it out. Stop telling women to smile. And the kind of guys that tell women to smile are always the sorts of dudes that would never tell their male friends to smile. They're like, come on, bro, you look prettier when you smile. Give me a smile. That's how it is, man. Women in our society are born with a debt that can only be repaid by being fun and flirtatious. And if they fail to make those payments on time, they are a bitch, or worse, a feminist. That's how it works. It's not a joke. It's an anti-sexist rant I like to go on in hopes of getting laid after shows. How you doing, lovely? You're looking good. No, I'm an idiot. I'm not looking to get laid. I have a girlfriend, believe it or not. Doesn't happen all the time for me. It's very exciting. I have a lot of stumbling blocks in my life. Like, my standards for women are way too high. Way too high. Me having high standards, come on, man. That's like a starving third world refugee that prefers organic food aid. Take it, man. Still believe in a lot of dumb shit like the friend zone. You guys familiar with the concept of the friend zone? She wouldn't go out with me, man. She put me in the friend zone. She just treated me like a friend. Turns out, guys, no such thing as the friend zone. Turns out, if you hang out with a woman all the time that you're infatuated with, but not in a relationship with, you're not in the friend zone, you're stalking her without hiding. It's way different. Sometimes I'm just not horny enough, often enough. Like, I get horny, but it's not the right situation. Then I'll be talking to a young woman, she's like, you know, I'm just really real, and if my friends can't handle that, no, I'm not horny enough for this conversation. No. Good. So, you know, I'm in a relationship now, but I go on droughts. I don't mind telling you guys, I go on droughts. You go on a drought long enough as a straight dude, you start turning sexist. I'm not proud of it, it's just the way it is. One time at the peak of a drought, I was taking care of myself. I was masturbating is what I was doing. And I just stopped. Man, just turning sexist, man. I just went, ugh, this is woman's work. Does that balance out the feminist jokes I did? Oh my God, thank you guys so much for being. This is so cool. As comedians, we do all kinds of shows, man. All kinds of shows. Doing it at Eagles Lodge is not the strangest of shows I've ever done. I once did a show, 2 people in the audience. 2 people. Do you know how fucking awkward it is deciding how much eye contact to make between 2 goddamn? So I appreciate it. Appreciate the Eagles Lodge. I'm now down with them. Screw the Elks, screw the Lions. If I see them in the street, I'm taking them down. As responsible for Mother's Day and everything, I Wikipedia you guys. So, you know, I get it. It's what I look like. It's what I look like. I started the show talking about it, and I end my set talking about it. I look like this. Like every nerd celebrity ever, people cannot goddamn wait to tell me. Get it all the time. Bill Gates, Harry Potter, Andy Dick. People love to tell me, Bill Gates, Harry Potter, and Andy Dick. If I wear a corduroy jacket, I'll get Woody Allen. But it's mostly been those other 3 dudes, like Bill Gates, Harry Potter, and Andy Dick. Jesus Christ. You know who you look just like? You look just like someone that couldn't get laid without cocaine, billions of dollars, and magical powers. That's